Yep, so thank you guys for your time today. My name is Kashari. I'm going to be giving a speech about the Moringa oleifera tree. Alright, so according to hunger statistics from the World Food Program, some 795 million people on Earth are either malnourished or are in poverty. And that's about 1 in 9 people on Earth. So these people are stuck in a very vicious cycle of poverty that is tough to break out of. In order to get food, these people have to buy meals. In order to buy meals, they have to work. But it's tough for them to properly work and be productive if they're hungry and they don't have energy. So this problem can be solved by having UNICEF plant more Moringa oleifera trees in third world countries. So a Moringa oleifera tree looks like this. So this isn't a full-grown tree. This is only partially grown. It's like about 2 or 3 years old, but there's still a lot of leaves on the tree, and because of that, the leaves can be used as food for these impoverished people. So first, the moringa tree will be able to help limit poverty by limiting malnutrition. So according to the Trees for Life International Foundation, they said that the moringa tree on a gram-to-gram scenario for the leaf, it has 7 times the vitamin C of oranges, 4 times the vitamin A of carrots, 4 times the calcium of milk, 3 times the potassium of bananas, and twice the protein of yogurt. So already people in poverty, they have trouble getting food, let alone these essential nutrients, but the Moringa oleifera leaves will let these people get the essential nutrients needed for survival. Also, article from a Colombian newspaper talks about how the moringa tree has various amino acids inside of it, and amino acids are important because they cause the dynamic functions in cells. So because these impoverished people would be able to eat the moringa leaves, they'd be receiving these amino acids, and they would be able to have proper cell function. So because of the high vitamin and mineral content and amino acid content in moringa leaves, they will be very useful in preventing poverty and malnutrition around the world. Also, it's important that the moringa tree has these important nutrients because it has the potential to be extremely abundant. So basically a lot of plants have trouble growing whenever there are droughts or when there's harsh soil. So Christopher Gonway and Graham Lyons from African Journal of Food, Agriculture, and Medicine wrote and explained how the moringa tree has the ability to grow on harsh soil. Most plants and most vegetables and fruits can't grow on this harsh soil, but because the moringa tree can, and because this harsh soil is present in third world countries, the moringa will be able to grow abundantly in that area, and people will be able to get these proper nutrients. Also, in these areas, there are a lot of droughts, and the same article talks about how the moringa tree is able to sprout out green leaves at the end of a dry season. So throughout the entire dry season, we're still producing green leaves. And this is important because usually most of these countries are impoverished because of the fact that there are droughts in them, but because the moringa can still grow through the droughts, they'll be able to kind of sprout out their leaves, and because of that, the people will benefit. So because of the abundance of the moringa tree, because of the abundance of the moringa tree, it's important that UNICEF grows these trees. Here we have a map that shows where malnutrition is. 5 to 35% of the population is malnourished in these areas, and the moringa also grows in the same areas because all of these areas are very tropical and it's very dry climate, and the moringa thrives under that climate. They're able to grow in tough soil and droughts as long as the area is tropical. So most people are, despite the abundance and the durability and the nutrition of the moringa leaves, people are still a little skeptical about using it as a food source because of the fact that it's just a leaf, and using a leaf as a diet is kind of doesn't seem like it'd be enough. However, Henok Rota from All Africa writes about how a village in Kanso, Ethiopia, has already implemented moringa leaves into the village, and because of that, the strength of the men and women in their physical daily work has significantly grown, and they've become more productive in society. These moringa trees have also been implemented by other international foundations like Trees for Life International and Strong Life International, or Strong Harvest International. So because of these foundations already implementing it in African villages, it should be able to be implemented on a bigger scale to all of these other impoverished nations. So basically, the moringa tree is essential in kind of stopping poverty in third world countries because of its abundance in third world countries and of its high nutrition content. The moringa tree can be either eaten fresh off of the leaf, just like plucked from a tree, or it can be cooked in meals. It can be cooked in kind of like a moringa stew. It could also be cooked with other foods like rice and beans and other kind of food staples of the area. So it's a pretty versatile food for used in cooking. So because of this, it makes it easy for people to eat, and it makes it easy for them to access the nutrients of a moringa tree and stop being malnourished. So with over 10% of the world going hungry each night, it's essential that UNICEF continues their effort in planting more moringa trees in these areas because it will prevent the malnutrition of people in these third world countries. Thank you again for your time.